Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early August 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Virgo collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for the Virgo collective here in early August? And we are getting very close to Virgo season, my friends. I hope you're planning your birthday out. And yeah, let's see what energies, messages, insights we can pull for you this week. We're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Virgo in early August, please. What's happening with my good friends? I've been spirit team. Deck is being pretty particular right now. There we go. Okay, beautiful high priestess type of energy. Now, just so you all know, this isn't a tarot deck, it's an oracle. So she just gives me high priestess energy in a very powerful way. So that's something we're really going to want to take a look at when it comes to intuition, spiritual energy, really strong this week. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card in depth. So if you look at the image here, we have this older divine feminine figure. She is standing in front of a crystal ball, and there is a key within that crystal ball. Next to her is a lockbox. So it has all of the hallmarks of the high priestess. This represents spirituality, intuitiveness. She's the matron of psychics, intuitives, and tarot readers. Now, as far as zodiac goes, this could be a Pisces. I also link it to the other water signs too, so Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But to me, she is a card of your intuition. So just know in this time, your energetic sensitivity could be greatly heightened. You might be feeling the feelings of those around you. It just feels like it's turned up a little extra whenever she's in the mix. For some of you, you might need to follow your gut and your intuition in regards to certain situations. But a big thing with her is the unexpected, the hidden, the surprising, because she is the keeper of sacred knowledge. So whenever we see her in a spread, there could be certain things that are a little bit out of view. So we'll want to see how that shows up within the reading itself. We'll just let her chill right over there for a minute. Let's get into tarot now. So let's get a good shuffle here. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. Just a footnote. Shuffle it up here. And while we get this deck ready to rumble, let's talk about last week's reading, my friends. Now, it was titled A Serious Return. And it seems like the zodiac has been taking turns recently of things bubbling back up, things re-emerging, whether it's situations, whether it's individuals. And it's like last week was possibly your turn. So just know that that energy could still bleed over for a couple weeks. I was just getting in multiple places, like energy coming back or being revisited or being readdressed. So let's see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards here for my Virgo friends. What is happening? Thank you. Okay. Oh, we got some action here with Judgment. We are starting with a very, very powerful energy. And I will explain it further. Again, very spiritual, very much change-based. But to me, it's like starting with a boom, with a kaboom. Let's get a couple more. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, Ten of Swords. Had this also with the Capricorns. So, I mean, maybe this is an earth sign theme. Let's get one more out here and see what happens. What do we got here? I feel like this links into something I saw for you a couple weeks ago too. And we have the Hermit, which is your card here. Okay, so we are going to have to talk about this, especially with that Ten of Swords in the middle. It's got my attention for the time being. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, we do have some powerful energies at play. We have Judgment. We have the Hermit, strong major arcana. We have a card that could represent the self. We have a card that could represent action. But this Ten of Swords right here in the center is something that we really want to dig into further, because if you're familiar with tarot, you know the Ten of Swords is not really a pleasant type of energy to really deal with, whether this is something from the past or something you're currently dealing with. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. Position number 1, Judgment. Now, this is a complex card. Notice it has the Archangel Gabriel on it. So whenever I see an Archangel on a card, that is a hallmark of spiritual protection. We also have nice spiritual energy here on the back. So although we do have this challenging energy here in the center, Judgment tells me that there's like a nice insulation, there's a spiritual protection, whether it's ancestors, guides, or even angelic energy. It's really nice. But this is a card of action, change, moving things forward. So in a very powerful way, this is Plutonian type of energy. So for some of you might be going through big changes and metamorphosis whenever this card is here. This is one of the karmic cards as well. The only thing that's a little bit rough about this is that it's so intense. It's almost like to the level of a tower. That's how intense Judgment can be. For a portion of you, yeah, maybe it is just a decision or thought process where you're like at a crossroads. That could very much be the case. I often see Judgment, just like with last week, when things cycle back around or there's just some sort of karmic cycle moving, which I saw for you a couple weeks ago. A really rough thing when I don't want to say really rough, but a rough aspect of Judgment is just the fact that it's explosive energy. You know, it comes in hot and heavy. So we'll see what's up with that. Now, moving to the center, we have the Ten of Swords. So again, if you're familiar with tarot, you know that this could be a challenging card. All tens in tarot could represent the close of a cycle, an ending. This is a card that could represent various different endings where there's pain involved. It could be really rough and tough. Now, for a portion of you, this could be on a spectrum. This doesn't have to be anything like major or life-altering. The Ten of Swords could just be like rough feelings that you're going through. It's like a season of rough period, if that makes sense. The Ten of Swords it's like rock bottom. That's the best way we could put it, where it's like, okay, it's gotten the worst it's going to get, nowhere to go up from here. And that's what I always say, that there's a silver lining to this card, that various situations you may have been going through, like it's done what it's supposed to do at this point. But yeah, I always say this card could be a warning, right? Like whether it's your energy, whether it's someone you're connected to going through this energy, I feel like it's in the earth sign vibe overall. So it's something we'll need to look at for sure as we get to the clarifications. Now, when we get to the back end, we have the Hermit. And this could be a cornerstone of this reading because this is your card. And again, if you watch tarot, you know that the Hermit is Virgo energy. So whether you're dealing with another one, but in my simplistic style of reading, the Hermit in your reading could just represent a way you might be feeling or something that's coming towards you. Very simple. But what do we think of? We think of someone that could be in hermit mode. It's a retracted, pulled back type of energy where it's like, okay, I'm not putting my energy outwards, I'm pulling it in. So it's intriguing that on the front here, we have all this energy going out, then we have the Ten of Swords and it's retracting. So it's like there's an energy that's somewhat balancing. It's like going forth, pulling back, going forth, pulling back. So there's like this little balancing act. That's the best way I could put it. The positives of the Hermit is that it is very spiritual, extremely wise, sees things clearly, but in the rough aspect, it could represent someone that's feeling a little gloomy, a little lonely. There's a solitude here. When it comes to communication, there can be issues in communication. So we want to see what's up with this, because I'm not going to say that it's completely rough. Just because we have a Ten of Swords in the reading doesn't tank it completely. But we need to see what the flavors are here. So I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a, pardon me, a little frog in the throat there. Let's get a good shuffle here for Virgo. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on Judgment. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, you could drop it right in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Judgment time. Why is Judgment here? Thank you. And we have the Six of Cups in reverse here. So this energy that we were seeing from last week is absolutely showing up once again. I don't know why the phrase like having to relive something is popping in my head, but it is. Now, for a big portion of you, the energy that we saw last week is still in the air, whether it's situations, whether it's people. It's like, okay, this energy is bubbling back up. We're going to have to revisit this in one way or another. But for a portion of you, you may have your energy in a place where it's like you're reliving an event or reliving something that's already happened. The Six of Cups, let's talk about it. is a card of the past. It's a card of history, soul ties, soul connections as well. I often say this could be someone you've known for a very, very long time. So when we see this with the Judgment card, especially with this in reverse, it's like, oh, we're going back, we're going backwards, or we're going back to the future type of energy. So this is intriguing the way that this is showing out. In the upright, it's very positive. But when it shows up in reverse, it's like, all right, something might be revisiting that you're not too wild about having to revisit. So just keep that in mind. This could be a little bit of a warning. Now, for another portion of you, when I see Judgment with the Six of Cups in reverse, this could be someone that has learned a lot of lessons. This could represent somebody that's been through some things. They've learned from their mistakes. They've learned from their past. This is the type of energy and person that when they go through something, they really soak it in and they learn about what went wrong, what went right, and they use that to move forward in a positive way. But when we see what else is coming up next, I feel it's going to be very important, whether this is something being relived or you just learning from the past. I mean, I don't know why it's coming through so strong in the past couple of weeks, but it's here. So we're going to keep moving forward to that Ten of Swords. Let's see what's up with that. Then we'll do the Hermit over there, which I feel like is very important. But why is the Ten of Swords in the mix for Virgo? Thank you. Okay. Nine of Wands in reverse, though. Okay, so yeah, this could also be a warning here about Spirit telling you not to be careless about something. I don't know why your messages are coming through like this, because from all the Virgos I know, very intellectual, smart individuals that they're good at analyzing things and situations and people. So when I see the Ten of Swords with the Nine of Wands in reverse, it's like, all right, don't slip up. Don't slip up on this. Like keep your guard up. I don't know why it's coming through, but I feel like that could be a very important warning. Now, am I telling you to like shelter and be extra cautious and be afraid of the world? Absolutely not. I'm not saying it's anything like that, but I feel like you need to stay on point for one reason or another. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. It's somebody that's been through some things and they don't really want to go through them again. It could represent putting a wall up as well. And just someone that's territorial and they're on point. So in reverse, that's this wall coming down. Okay, so in this time, I just feel like, especially with what we see here in the beginning, don't try your best to not relive mistakes of the past. I don't know why it's coming out like that, but it is. So, I'm always going to give you the message honest and true, whether it's pleasant or whether it's not. And there's something here about not slipping up on something. Now, remember, if this isn't your energy, this could be somebody else in that mindset or somebody else around you where it's like, okay, well, if you slip up, the result's not going to be nice. So I would say just be a little cautious in this time. That's an important warning in the center. So let's keep moving over to the Hermit, because I just want to remind everyone that these energies, yeah, they don't even have to be yours. It could just be someone close to you. So let's see what's up with the Hermit, and we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Hermit here for Virgo? Please. Quick, very, very quick. Okay, so this is definitely indicative of a time of healing. We have the Three of Swords in reverse under your card, which is really, really nice. So there could be something where you just need a little bit of time. Okay, there could be a situation or something where it's like, okay, you need to just pop into hermit mode for one reason or another. The Three of Swords, unfortunately, shows up a lot when we have Ten of Swords energy. And for those of you that are not familiar with these cards, it's an iconic piece of symbolism. The Three Swords cutting through the heart, and it can be pain. It could be someone that's going through something difficult. Now, the great thing about it is the fact that it's in reverse. It's getting better. This is something that's improving. It's getting better. So when we see this retracted, pulled back hermit with the Three of Swords, it's like, okay, well, you need a little time, or someone needs a little time, or some healing is necessary when we have this type of energy. Now, for a portion of you, this could just be the road that you've already traveled. Right? We could be seeing things that have already happened, already elapsed, and you could already be on the road to improvement and recovery when I see that. Okay, and I say those terms in a broad sense. So I kind of like that we're turning a corner here on the back end. That's what this feels like. It's like, all right, someone's come a long way. So there is a nice energy of recovery here on the back. It's very healing, and I feel like it's extremely necessary, what we're seeing here on the back. But it's slowly feeling better. It's slowly getting better. So let's go through and do a quick recap here, Virgo. Some pretty heavy energies this week, and that's totally cool. But let's go through, then we'll get into the shadow card. If you look here in the box, position number 1, we have nice karmic energy of judgment, action, change, moving forward with the 6 of Cups in reverse. Now, there is a lot of cautionary energy here in the front end. I did say for a portion of you, there's still this energy of things bubbling back up or returning or having to relive something. It's here in a strong way. So whether it's like thinking about things from the past and like reliving it and working through it, some of you might just be in that mode if you're on a healing journey. But just watch out for things bubbling back up. That's the big vibe I'm picking up here. Moving to the center, we have the 10 of Swords with the 9 of Wands in reverse. And I did say, like, don't slip up. That's the energy here. So maybe that's advice you need to give somebody else. Be cautious. I'm not saying you have to be a hermit and pull back all your energy completely and be afraid of the world. I just feel with the 10 of Swords and the 9 of Wands in reverse, it's a cautionary energy here. Just keep your head on your shoulders and don't let your guard down for whatever reason. So take that however it hits. Moving to the back end, we have the Hermit, one of your cards with the 3 of Swords in reverse. And I do get this nice healing type of energy. And I feel like there could be something or a situation where just a little bit of time is needed, or you might need time, or another person might need time. But to me, it's moving in a very positive direction. Now, if these are things you've already been through, this is a nice energy turning the corner. Okay, but it takes time. Okay, so please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you, my friends. So let's shuffle up. What do we have in the shadows for my Virgos, guides, and spirit team? And then, yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, shadow card time. Why is it here for my Virgo friends? Thank you. Okay, 9 of Cups, good. This is a really nice card of happiness, and I feel like this is a nice reprieve for us, especially since we've had some pretty heavy energy showing up within this week's reading. This is a card of wish fulfillment, happiness. It's very welcoming and open. Now, I know when we're seeing energies of like caution showing up within the reading itself, you're like, all right, well, which is it? Be cautious or be welcoming? There's a time and a place for everything, right? So even if these are the energies you're working through right now, this can be on the horizon when it shows up as a shadow card. One thing I will say about the shadow side of the 9 of Cups is someone that is too open or shares a little too much. So be careful in this time of doing that, like opening up too much or sharing too much, because that could be problematic. But the 9 of Cups is also a card of indulgence. So when we see the shadow side of it, just be cautious to not overindulge in things when this card is here. But I feel this is like a silver lining. This is Spirit saying, like, listen, there's good things coming. There's good things coming down the pipeline. There's a cause for optimism here. So we're just going to put that down right there. Virgo, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. And for the July subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for the August subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Gilded Tarot Royale, one of my favorite decks ever. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could time travel, would you rather go into the past to meet your ancestors, or would you rather go into the future to meet your descendants? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.